second match of the night,
Yep.
which saw the House of Black face off against AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalic in a AEW Trio Championship match held under house rules. This week, the dealer's choice rule was 1 man in, 1 man out, no tags, which I thought was very interesting considering the makeup of the challengers, considering Fox and Metalic are high flyers. They tend to go outside the ring a lot. And then if one of them, does a tope, then the other one can slide in and keep fighting. So I thought that was a pretty interesting stipulation there. I also thought that the lights were much better this week as opposed to last week, especially up on the crowd.
It really worked. It really worked.
Yeah. Now, you could kind of see it there. That pattern was awesome. I wonder if this was just because they have the better setup in Las Vegas as opposed to a lot of the other arenas they run, which tend to be, college arenas. And, the MGM is a really good arena where they hold, big time boxing title fights. But either way, it was really good. It was a lot brighter, so it was easier to see. And yeah, I agree with the Draymaker here. It kept the aura of the match. Not that this match really needed an aura, because pretty much it was just the House of Black dominating for the majority of the match. Everybody kind of got their spots in on the other team, but the only really decent run from anybody was AR Fox. But that pretty much ran its course, no pun intended, when he missed an insecurity on Buddy, who then hit him with a stomp and then locked him in Rhea Ripley's fucking submission. Thank you for pointing that out, James. I completely didn't realize that was hers. Fox made it to the ropes, but obviously under house rules, no rope breaks. So Buddy kept the submission on, and then Black and Brody were able to get their own submissions in as well, and pretty much everybody passed out and had to submit because, House of Black wins again. So this match was fine. James, I don't know. Like, I don't really have anything to say. It made the House of Black look really strong. It did. AR Fox always looks good, but honestly, none of these guys really had time to shine. So it's unfortunate, but whatever.
He was killing me today.
Let Eric just get it out of his system, and then I'll go.
Yep, go ahead.
He was killing. I forgot the list of complaints that I had, but I can't stop thinking about the slapping of the hands while he was doing the kicks.
Who, Fox or?
Yeah, it was just so blatant. Like, he was literally just going like this, like he was doing fucking gymnastics, and it was for everyone to see. It wasn't like I don't know who taught him that. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do that, and if I have, then it was noticeable. It was just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of his. Obviously he's acrobatic and he's athletic and the whole nine, but I don't know. There's just something about him that I'm not a fan of.
I've become a huge fan of him over the last several months since I don't know if he debuted in Bridgeport when I was there, but it was definitely one of his earliest matches with AEW, and I enjoyed his run when he was tagging with Top Flight. But obviously, I think is one of them hurt again? Yeah,
Dante's hurt.
Yeah, Dante got hurt.
Him and the Top Flight guys, there's just like, I don't know. There's just something about those guys that I just don't like. I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, I can deal with
wrestling. We've established this.
I can deal with a Yuta. I can deal with Garcia, but
can you? Because every time we see him, we hear about it.
Oh no, I mean, I hate them, but in comparison, I would much rather watch those guys than Top Flight. There's no psychology behind anything that they do. It's not, none of it is believable. It's all just next move, which is fine sometimes, but
to a degree, I will give you that. I disagree about Top Flight because they've incorporated a lot of storytelling into their matches more recently than not. AR Fox, I'm not going to die on that hill with him. And I do think that there's sort of a reason that he's been separated from them, because the trio that we saw tonight of AR Fox, Blake Christian, Metalic, this isn't a first-time grouping. This isn't a random grouping. They are a trio in Ring of Honor, and that's sort of what my biggest complaint about this match is, and it's something that I've complained a lot about in the Gym Pack Zone. I am sick, and it happened a couple of times tonight. I am sick of Ring of Honor talent looking great in Ring of Honor to lose in AEW. Like, I understand. I'm not sure. Like, AEW is the superior brand. Nobody is denying that. Nobody is trying to say otherwise. But you're undervaluing and you're undermining your other brand by having them consistently win on this show to only lose on what is, quote, the main show. And I get it. Some of these talents, like Rev said, House of Black looked great tonight. They looked dominant, they looked powerful, and they did it against high-flying guys who tend to get the crowd going. That's all great. But the problem is it makes everything that happens on Thursdays feel like nothing. Beyond all that, I was happy to see them on TV at all. Yeah, I saw that slap. It is weird. It is weird. Objectively, it was weird.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, I'll agree. I thought you were saying he was like doing it on super kicks or something. Like, yeah, it's still really weird. I don't know what he's doing there. But I mean, look, I'm still a big AR Fox fan. Like,
I think he's great otherwise. But this was a weird bit that he did.
It's just, I don't know. It's just, it's weird. Like, I get it if you're just coming from like Hog and you haven't been on TV for a while, but now it's been like a year or two, and you're still like you're not.
I mean, it's also the first time that I've seen him do something like this.
It's not even just that. I'm just saying in general, like, I know there's like a learning curve to shit, but it's just like,
he's like 35 years old, right?
I'm saying
like he's a veteran too,
no.
Like, which makes it all the weirder. But like,
I know he's a veteran in wrestling, but there's difference to like being on TV and having to worry about psychology. Like, you can go to a Hog show and we could have fun. I don't mind going. And if they don't give a fuck in the ring, I don't really care anyway. It's not like I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, look, he's not even selling, because we're at like an indie show. Who cares? We're having fun watching it. But like, we're trying to take it somewhat seriously. It's the main event of the show, and
this was not the main event of the show.
Wasn't even close.
Or whatever.
To the main event of the show.
Whatever, but it's a title match or whatever it is. I don't know. And we're supposed to take it seriously, and I can't.
I get that, but I mean, if we really want to go through that, if we really want to follow that rabbit hole, I mean, you can make the same complaint that Rev alluded to. Whenever we see guys for the super kick, or like shit like that happens, and it's stuff that you can't even necessarily train out of indie guys, because it's not just indie guys. It's main event talent that do it in WWE and AEW and everywhere.
But I'm harping on that, but it's not just that. It's
you also just didn't like AR Fox from the moment he debuted.
Yeah.
So I get that.
You're just finding anything to criticize with him. I do agree with what it said, and that cycles back to what you said too, James. Yeah, it is disappointing when guys who look good in Ring of Honor come over, and especially guys in New Japan come over, because they should be treated as equals, in my opinion. Yeah. Like when they come in and they don't look great, especially guys I like AR Fox. I've been a big Metalic guy since the Cruiserweight Classic, and I feel like he's been getting the short end of the stick since then. So it really sucks when you see guys, especially guys who you not only like, but are really fucking good in the ring.
Yep.
Getting absolutely shortchanged in matches, like this, and just looking terrible and having it end basically like that. It's disappointing. They got all of, it felt like 8 minutes. Yeah, and this could have been a much better match. I don't know much about Blake Christian, but
I didn't either, and he's really impressed me in his time in Ring of Honor. He's definitely the younger guy of the trio, and I would like to see him break out on his own. This trio sort of formed very randomly, but they've been consistent since they've formed, and I wouldn't mind them just continuing to do their own single stuff on the side as well. And Christian is the main reason why I would want to see that. But I like all three of them. I wasn't crying that they didn't win the titles. They shouldn't have won the titles. I was just upset to see them in this situation either way. But overall, good squash match that made the House of Black look dominant. And that's what we need right now. We need them to look good. We need them to look strong as these titles are being reestablished under their rule.
Yeah, and look, I think I agree with you on that statement in terms of like it makes House of Black look good, and that's what they need at the moment. I just wish it was a talent that can actually, get their asses kicked, and I won't care. I guess.
Yeah,
No, that's
but
fair.
at the same time, we're not supposed to think of ROH as an equal show to AEW.
I mean, we are.
I don't think
It's
I
not
don't
like
think-
it's the
I don't
minor
think that's
leagues.
true at all. I don't think Tony wants us to think that ROH is equal to AEW.
I disagree entirely because
three of their champions didn't main event the show tonight. Sure.
Beyond even that, the only reason Ring of Honor isn't ever going to be treated as the equal to AEW is because they're not on TV. They are the show that Tony couldn't get a TV show for, and that's unfortunate.
I mean, if he really wanted to, he could just call it Collision and have all the ROH guys on it.
But they don't want that. He doesn't want, like, TNT Warner's doesn't want a Ring of Honor brand.
No, I understand, but if he really wanted that and he wanted to abide by what they want, he would just put the ROH guys on Collision, and the people at TNT would have no idea the difference.
No, but my point is, though, I get what you're saying, but you're also not taking into account it wouldn't be a Ring of Honor show. It would be an AEW show. So why have a Ring of Honor champion? Why have a pure champion or a tag champions or trios champions or women's champion? He's trying to have an ROH brand, and they didn't allow him to have that. You are seeing these Ring of Honor guys show up in AEW. Tonight wasn't the first night that it's happened. Willow Nightingale goes back and forth. She wins consistently in Ring of Honor. She loses consistently in AEW. One of the hottest women in Ring of Honor is Sky Blue. She wins consistently there. She loses in AEW consistently. So it's not like there is this grand separation. There have been a lot of crossovers. You are seeing Ring of Honor talent heavily featured in AEW and vice versa. But now, unfortunately, yes, they are inferior. We know that. But it's never been presented as the NXT of AEW. That's not what it was intended to be, but that's what it's become, and it's unfortunate.
But I'm saying, even if it had made it to TV,
I disagree. I disagree entirely.
We wouldn't be considering it like a Raw and SmackDown, because then that show would have its own champion, and then Wednesday would have its own champion.
Which was the whole point, which is why there is a Ring of Honor champion.
And then he would have a Saturday show. There's no way that was the intention, is what I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying is I hear you, but you're wrong. They made Chris Jericho the champion of that brand because they wanted it to be an AEW equal. They were doing everything they could to make that brand as important as they could. It's just Warner's, whoever, didn't want to capitalize on that. And I'm not even saying that was a wrong choice. Ring of Honor does not have the same clout as AEW. It never did. It never will. You guys disagree a lot. Yes, we do. But it's all fun here. We're a couple of marks. Well, I guess a trio of marks. I call Metalic.
Yeah, I'll take Fox. All right, let's move on because we spent far too much time on that anyway.